You're live, big red dot. We're live. Ha ha ha.
It's alive.
Is it really? Like, is it really alive?
Probably.
Oh, okay. Now it says we're live. Before it was still like
Pending?
up and coming. Up and coming live.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really alive. You're just kind of up and coming. Oh. So, you want to play patty cake until somebody gets in here?
No.
I gotta brush my...
I got some sun today.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Mm-hmm.
Ow. Ow. I'm still pulling briars and
We're not going to talk about that.
stuff out of my face here. Ow. Geeky Gardens, what's up, my friend? How are you this fine Saturday evening? I did something to my hand. Oh, here comes one of them. Mama Z's in the house. I'm going to be talking about Mama Z tonight, too.
Are you?
Yep.
Put it down. Thank you.
Yes, I know, I'm very hot.
No, not you. Stop that right now. You are on live.
Yep.
Behave yourself, young sir.
No, never. Something bit me right there,
Yeah, you're
and it's been very... What did she say?
Your karma.
It's very
Yeah, I've got an ant bite or
very
something on my knuckle.
It's very itchy. Lost dudes in the house. He says, "What's up, bears?
What's up, birds?
What's up, Berry Bears?" I don't feel like any of my clothes fit anymore.
Yeah? Mark Krieger, what's up?
What's up, Mark? So everybody's strolling on in. Did you post it on Facebook they were live?
I did not.
Robin, one job. Uno mas.
Uno mas. Throw it.
Ding! Bing!
Misty just posted in our group. Big Bear's live.
Hi, D. I can't wait for you to get home so that way a certain young lady can call you.
Or is she already home and just didn't tell us?
Probably that too. Certain young
Possible.
lady's chomping at the bit. What is this?
I don't know.
Department of Ag.
Hello, April. We're glad you're back. She wasn't with us last week.
The Tinker's why can't hear us.
Huh?
What? Can everybody else hear us? Or does
The mic's working.
Mike says it's working? Watch.
What are you doing?
I was testing the mic.
I don't know.
Windswept is in the house. I almost said I just posted it. Yeah.
In the gaming group chat.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, hey.
I bet she doesn't have her
What Care Bear would Jason be?
phone. I'm the Irish one, the Lucky Bear, or whatever that one is. OMG, it's working. I can hear you fine. I can hear you. I can ERA you.
Yeah.
We are an earn run average.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Loud and clear. Okay, so we've had a productive week,
Yes.
I would say. We here's a bit of
Doc working on retirement. Be home next week. Okay.
Here's
Wendy Benjamin, what's up?
here is a bit of chainsaw / tree falling safety
Felling.
tip. That's what I said, tree felling.
Okay.
What's this right here? Ripped it.
My ripped jeans. These are my. Check disconnected. These are, you can't see. I gotta get back some. These are my farm jeans, y'all.
I don't think nobody wants to see
I got holes all in my farm jeans.
that. Okay, leave it alone.
I was just gonna.
Nothing doesn't.
Okay.
Leave it alone.
Okay.
See, it's working.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lone Star, Jonathan.
Jonathan, that's very sweet of you. Thank you, sir.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Except for he did say one nice thing when he realized the girls were talking.
Oh yeah. What did he say?
I had to let you watch it.
Oh, okay. That sweet little baby. She's growing so fast.
Which one? Jonathan?
Yeah.
Well, you could have tried to switch gears and start talking about the goats or something. Did you see that one? Was it Instagram or Facebook picture of the baby? Yeah. Again, so thankful she looks like her mama. So.
Happy birthday for Jason.
I thought a happy birthday for Jason. Yeah. So. Okay, so chainsaw tree felling safety.
Yes.
Always look. John! I'm so excited with that.
You love that.
I love
that screen name.
John. Always look up. And sometimes you may even need to probably walk outside so that way you can see all the way up in the canopy to
be observant
to see
of everything around where you're cutting.
Well, it actually happened, y'all. I had a little bit of a boo-boo, a little bit of an accident when I was
I know, you and your trees.
cutting Misty.
And of course he did it when I wasn't home,
Misty,
which makes it even
help,
worse.
Misty. She does not need any help. So, anyway.
Watch out for hanging branches. No, this was worse than that.
The top of the tree, unbeknownst to me, because I didn't
Look up.
It's not that I didn't look up. I mean, I looked
You didn't look
up, but all the trees, there was so much overgrowth and vines and nastiness. In my defense, walking up underneath the tree and looking up, I couldn't have seen it.
That's why he's saying walk outside of your area and take a look.
Now, if I'd have been out by the fence or by the driveway and looked up, I probably would have saw it. But there was a widowmaker all the way at the top. And as I was cutting, and I was bent over like I was cutting, but then I was like cutting kind of like this, bent over because of how low the other stuff was. As the tree went to tilting, well, this dead part
That's
of
what
the
he calls
tree
a widowmaker. It's a
come
tree that's
crashing down and landed right across
your back.
my back. Now, in my defense, in all of my manliness, it did break in two once it hit this awesome back. Like that. So, always, if you cannot see all the way up to the top, walk back out so that way you can see the canopy. I got really lucky. Because if that would have hit me in my neck or my noggin, yeah, it would have definitely rung my bell.
But you definitely have a pretty strong shoulders and back. Like,
Yeah.
That's what they are called. Yeah, that's what Jason calls them.
Yeah. And so, what's up, Considerate Joy Homestead? That...
In other words, you got lucky, yes.
Well, yeah, kind of. And then, when I went to cut the big tree down... Now, this was crazy. I was not expecting this. Because, see, the tree, it grew weird. It kind of grew up, like, at an angle like this. And then one even kind of, like, dipped down and then came back up. It's going to be... I'm thinking about... Because the way I cut it out, I saved that portion. I was going to show it to you today, and I forgot. But I'm thinking about making it a chair. Almost like a lounge chair. Because it looks just like a U. It goes...
Huh.
It's really cool.
Yeah, we'll have to look at it tomorrow.
But I'm thinking it'll probably do better as like a outside like end table or something, because it's almost like flat on one side. I just gotta strip the bark off of it, maybe run the planer across it a couple of times, throw some legs on it, and I think it may turn out to be a cool outdoor type table, if nothing else. Because a chair, I sat in it and I was able to put my back up against one end, but it was
too close.
Too kind of,
Yeah.
you know. But
I didn't know about the first one, just the other one.
and see, and then on that one, the way it just, I was just cutting it because I knew it was just gonna fall straight down the way that it was leaning. Well, this one, I guess because it was rotten on the inside or something, but it started popping. Well, it turned, and then when it spun, it caught the pecan tree, which then the pecan tree caught the top part of it, which kicked the backside out. And this is no lie, I felt the wind, and it just went like right across, right past me, and I was like,
as if the one falling on your back was not enough.
yeah. Well, as soon as that one hit my back and it busted and went around, Carol looks at me and goes, "I'm telling Mom." That's why I just called you right away, because she was already talking about she was gonna snitch. But that one, it just went, whew, and I was like, whoa. And the girls were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Fine." It didn't touch me. But I was not expecting it to do that. So always expect the unexpected when you're felling a tree also.
Yeah.
But positive note, that whole side is now cleared out. We have reclaimed that part of the
Go buy a lottery ticket.
of the homestead.
Yes.
Now I would like to take down that old fencing, and just replace it. But now I don't know if you guys have seen this or priced it in y'all's neck of the woods, but regular pasture fencing, the ones with the 4x4 squares, that roll of fencing went for 300 feet went from like $150 to
over $300.
it's almost, I think it's $425.
No,
I think that's what Beggs told me. It was $425.
I don't know.
And the smaller ones,
That's the one you're talking. The one for the goats.
For the goats, yeah, they went up even higher.
Oh.
So fencing's got kind of, do I want to replace the fencing or do I want to get my Jersey cow? Something is tearing up my leg right now, so I feel like something's biting me.
Probably ants.
Probably. I got ants in my pants. So, but
Speaking of in your pants. I was thinking of Carol's revelation right before we went live. Oh.
So.
Hey, Shayla.
So that is something kind of, right now, you've got to weigh things out. If this is definitely a time for recycle, repurpose, reuse with things, because holy smokes. Like, for example, I have one of my people on Facebook
was talking about how much it costs to fill up a semi.
Well, he's a semi driver. And I don't know if I can find it now. It disappeared.
Anyway, it was for 200 and something gallons. It was over $1,000. It was like $10.59 something.
Yeah.
So it was really expensive.
Yeah, it was huge amount. Now, when gas has gotten that high for an 18-wheeler to fill up,
yep,
those shipping costs are going to go up, which means all of your food and other fencing, T-posts, all that kind of dog food, all that kind of stuff is going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
So, just
goat and sheep wire fencing for 330 feet is $389.
yeah. It's crazy. So,
but regular woven wire is only $229. $230.
which one is that?
The 330 feet for just the woven wire.
Where's that at?
Tractor Supply.
Ah, yeah. See. Yeah, Lost Dude said that he can get it 331 for 320
For red brand, right?
Red brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what we were just looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,059. What are you doing?
Something is tearing up my leg.
Your brain is tearing up your leg. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna fall into the camera. Something like that bit me there.
You got a mosquito in your pants.
I don't know what it is, but it lit my fat butt up.
I don't know why, but for some reason our chat keeps connecting and disconnecting.
Yeah, it's the internet's been doing that all week.
We haven't seen the highest inflation yet. It's still coming, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. I don't know what it was. I couldn't find it, but man.
It is pretty crazy how much gas is going up. Like,
well, gas is just going to
it
keep on
seems,
rising.
yeah, it seems like it's never gonna stop. And so the itching powder works, Robin.
Well, I mean, guys, think about all the factors that are going into this. It's just not Putin and his private war with Ukraine that's making
No.
our gas prices go up.
This has been
The
in
current
works for
administration
over a year.
shut down the Keystone Pipeline from day one. They are spending, our national debt is over $30 trillion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Inflation is what,
40 year high. Yeah.
So that kind of stuff is just going to keep piling on, which is going to keep the rising prices of everything. And it's like I try to tell the girls, it's like when you throw a stone in the pond,
Mm-hmm.
you get a ripple effect.
Yep.
And as the ripples go out,
They get bigger.
they get bigger. So if you have a pandemic and the world shuts down, your basic supply and demand, okay, the supply is going to fall to next to nothing, but the demand is going to be there, if not more. So that naturally makes prices go up. That would be your first little ring. But then as it starts to go out, all these other factors that we've been dealing with for a year, people not wanting to go back to work because they were getting paid to stay at home. People, all the people that passed away, jobs that are not being filled, factories that are having to close down, businesses that are having to close down. All these things added up. And so, you just think about that and just think about supply and demand.
Yeah.
That's going to make the prices rise. And then when you have a 40-year high inflation, and that's just going to make it even worse. So nothing to panic about. It's just.
But the price of the price of gold and silver are going up too. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy about that one. Yeah.
Woo! California gas $5.09.
Yeah.
Diesel's $5.59. That's crazy.
Jeez. Blaze will be so happy to be getting out of California.
I'm telling you.
But I
That
mean,
poor kid. He's gonna have to.
well, what's gas going for in Texas?
Yeah.
Because that's where he's headed to next.
Yeah.
So he might get like a little.
Jonathan maybe he could tell us because he's in Texas.
Jonathan, Misty.
Hello, Leslie.
You know.
Yeah, that's his big thing right now is having to deal with that.
So, here's another.
320. Oh no. Well, if Leslie's in Texas, 329, 350.
Yeah,
so yeah, a little bit of a break.
So, here's another random bit of information or just flat out joy for having homeschooled, homestead teenage kids. So, our oldest.
We were sitting on the couch eating dinner because our dining room table right now is full of stuff that we're working on. And Carol.
Well, you bought it. We all went outside and we had to really prune the muscadines. When we got hit with COVID, it threw us way behind. So everybody was working really, really hard. So Mom treated the girls with monsters because they love monsters. And Carol come in the living room with the plates.
Well, she had her cup.
Oh, her
and
cup,
I
yeah.
thought at first that she had taken the rest of my soda and was like thinking I wasn't going to see it. So I was like, "What are you drinking?" And she like slowed down and she brought her cup over and I was thinking it was my soda. And then I looked closer and it was dark bluish green. And I was like, "What are you drinking?"
Yeah.
She's like, "My Monster." And I was like, "But your Monster isn't that color." And she's like, "See, you should never trust me with food dye."
Yeah.
Food coloring.
Because
we got food coloring for Carol's birthday and Jason's birthday for their cakes. Ladessa was making their cakes and used different colors for the cakes. So we now have food coloring in the house. And Carol could not resist the fact that we have food coloring and she wanted to make her drink a different color. So just before we were leaving to come out here, Carol starts hooting and hollering
from the bathroom.
And we're like, "What is wrong?" And she's like, "I love food coloring." And I'm like, "Oh God, why now?"
Carol has successfully turned her poop green for St. Patrick's Day.
For St. Patrick's Day.
And it just made
my
her day.
But it took me back to when Blaze was a little kid. And Blaze loved Loft House cookies that you could get at Walmart with the colored icing on the top. And they would do green for, St. Patrick's Day, red for Valentine's Day, orange and black for Halloween, all of that stuff. And so one day he was so worried.
He was scared.
He was scared.
He was scared.
And he's like, I don't know what I did. I think I hurt myself, and now
he thought for sure he had cancer. And I'm
like, "What's wrong?"
You ate a whole pack of those cookies.
I was like, well, at first we were kind of like, God, that's kind of weird because it was like blue.
Yeah, it was
I
like
remember
blue,
it being
and I'm like,
blue, and I was like.
And we were sitting
and
there
we're
trying
not ones to drink a lot of Kool-Aid, so we're like,
Yeah.
Let's try out that. So what could it be?
And then it dawned on you, and you ran in there and checked.
I looked.
Well, of course your poop is blue. You ate all the cookies.
yeah. So that's what was really funny is when she said that, it literally took me back. To Blaze freaking out about his poop. Here she was all excited.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we've got the next couple of weeks of experimentation to see what colors we can get our poop.
I have a feeling she's gonna be aiming for like
purple
purple, like cross colors.
She's gonna aim for purple poop.
Can you see it now?
And I just praise the Lord that we are parents that don't let them have their own social media because
Oh my God, there would be pictures
there'd be
of
pictures of purple poop
all over the place.
all over Instagram, Facebook.
Oh. Yeah, I bet you're rethinking that, letting Carol be in charge of our Instagram right now.
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, so I believe I'm a little dehydrated today, Daddy.
Yeah.
I think that sun.
So I want to brag on one of our channel members real quick. Mama Z's Texas Kitchen. A lot of y'all that's been around for a while know that Mama Z used to live in the city. She lived in an apartment, and
It's dirty.
she grew an amazing garden out of containers.
Mm-hmm.
She grew a ton of food out of containers. Well, one of her goals, life goals, was to be able to move out to their family farm. Well, she has reached that goal. They have successfully moved out to the family farm. They're getting all moved in.
Yep.
But this weekend, she reached another goal.
Yep.
She got her first
Chicks.
set of chicks.
Yep.
Her first flock of chickens.
Yep.
And when I tell you that she was excited, it took me back many years ago when we hatched out our first set of chickens.
Mm-hmm.
And we were kind of like super excited about it, but she was at her level of excitement was probably equal to our level of excitement when we got that first egg.
Uh-huh.
She was that way over baby chicks.
Mm-hmm.
So she's probably going to blow up the internet in about 6 to 7 months when those chickens start laying eggs.
Once she gets eggs.
Yeah. So I just want everybody to say congratulations to Mama Z for successfully reaching one of those goals.
One of her farm goals.
Two of her farm goals. And y'all continue to pray for her and send her well wishes and everything as she starts down this road to sustainability and self-sufficiency. And I'm excited to watch her. And Keith actually started feeding the neighbors' chickens too, by the way. So he's starting to catch the bug.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, super excited about that. She's also a channel member, so we really appreciate that. But it's going to be fun to watch her on this journey, especially when she gets goats, because goats are coming. Keith doesn't know that yet, but they're coming. They're coming.
Goats for Misty.
Yeah, goats for Misty.
Seriously?
Goats for Misty. Yeah, seriously, goats for Misty.
Welcome to the Chicken Math Club, Mama Z.
Yeah.
Then eventually you'll move into trigonometry. She won't make it to calculus though.
Okay, we're going to limit the amount of time that you are allowed to text and talk with Jess. Because these math puns with farm animals, they're bad.
They're bad.
I walked into that one. Walked right. I just kicked
You're
the door
being
open.
so sheepish. Sorry, I can't help it. Oh, I'm just gonna sit over here and drink my tea.
Something happened while we were out there pruning the muscadines today that I wanted to talk about on the live stream, and for the life of me, I can't remember it now.
Always take an antihistamine before you get started.
No, that wasn't it. I can't. I just the girls said somebody said something, and I'm like, that's gonna be a good topic for us to talk about
Green poop.
on the live stream. And for the life of me, I can't remember what it was now.
I don't know.
It's really going to bother me
Yeah, well, it happens.
a lot.
We're getting old.
Yep, 3 years away, baby. And then I can be a full-fledged card-carrying member of AARP.
She's being extra funny today.
Now you got them going.
Oh, yeah. Everybody likes my jokes, though.
I think those are sympathy laughs.
Memory's the first to go, Jason. Especially with the TBI.
That's bothering me. Because I was like, this was something that we really needed to talk about.
I don't know.
But we got out of the 3 250-foot rows of grapes, we got 1.5 done today. 1 3/4. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And man, and see.
Did you get your AARP email yet? Nope. Cracking us up.
This is going to be a punny night.
Hey, we got a discount on our phone because Keith is over 50. Nice.
See, how cool is that?
Yeah.
It's like Carol asked me when we were going to my acupuncture Thursday. She's like, "Why are you so excited about that?" I said, "Carol, you have to get excited and enjoy the little things in
When
life."
you get to that age.
I said, some people get hung up, oh, I'm turning 30. Oh, my life is over. Oh, I'm turning 40. 30 didn't bother me. 40 didn't bother me. 45 didn't bother me. 47 doesn't bother me. I don't think 50 is going to bother me.
That's because you're smoking hot and you aren't worried about that. That's why.
No, it's because I got a smoking hot wife. That's why.
Okay.
So, those things never bother me. Like this whole midlife crisis thing, I don't get that. I don't understand it.
Brenda, be careful, honey.
I don't see where all of a sudden I need to go buy a sports car.
Right. Yeah, you've been having your midlife crisis for the last 16 years. I need this tool. I need that tool. I need this tool. I need that tool. Why are you looking at me like that? It was a joke.
Oh, I guess that's a real knee slapper.
If your knees are up there, we're in trouble.
I'm not going to touch that one. But, and I don't know, maybe I'm going through a midlife crisis
Does it have
now
to
because
deal with the with all of the granite and stuff that we picked up underneath
No. We were...
the eggs when we found the little nest?
No.
Since you're already going to put our whole video out there, I might as well just put the whole thing out there, so, Didn't have time for any midlife issues. 62 is perfect for me. Doc waiting till November. 66. Whew. 4 months.
See, and I don't know, maybe because I want to start my own meat processing business. Maybe some people would think that at 47 years old,
starting a new business. Yeah,
starting a new business is kind of be like a midlife crisis or something. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's just kind of like a little bit of a, I don't know. I just really enjoy processing my own deer, pigs. I really want to do a cow, just
to say you did.
Just to say I did it. And there's something rewarding about that. So, if I'm enjoying it,
It's
there
not
is
really
definitely a need for it
Mm-hmm.
in this area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like I think more people that if you enjoy butchering animals, you know, making the different cuts of meats, if you enjoy making soaps, if you enjoy sewing, you know, whatever. I think we need more businesses like that in America. We need to let the butcher come back. We need to let the deli come back. You know, we need to let the little mercantiles come back where it's
Well,
just
I
a
will
little
honestly
country
say that is why I feel like places like Etsy do so well, because people really are starting to go back to the thoughtful handmade gifts. Like at Christmas time, I had somebody who knew I did soap reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you know, I want you to make me a couple of loaves of soap. Go ahead and, you know, wrap them up, put your label on them, because when she buys them from me, she doesn't need the label because they're just going to her. But she's like, go ahead and put your information on them, and, you know, hopefully you'll get some business out of it because I'm going to give them away as Christmas gifts." And, you know, and so that's really cool, is that I think now a lot of people are really getting back to that handmade kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you're right. I think the days of the quaint shops and the, you know, stuff like that are definitely coming back.
If you're a blacksmith, a welder, if you've always had that on the back burner that you wanted to open up your own shop, I think the temperature in this nation right now is perfect for those things. I think that the temperature, I think the market's calling for more mom and pop type operations. I think people are looking for the deli or the barber shop to go hang out
Well,
in
I think
and
the
talk.
other, and I think the other thing is, especially with the way that prices have gone up, I think people really are, because I see this all the time in my business, is, you know, it used to be quartzite was this really, really expensive stone, and then so many people went to liking quartz, which is an engineered product, but because of how popular it's become, it has gone up in price as well. But now you have people that are looking at it and they're used to, you know, one price for their commercial, whatever, what their house would allow, their allowance would allow. But now they're looking at stuff and going, you know what? If it's something I want, I'm willing to pay the extra amount because it's what I want. And I think you're seeing that now with people. And once they've educated themselves on the quality of what things are, it's like, I think I'd rather pay this because everything else is going up price-wise anyway.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that people who produce things now, I think you have that going for you in your corner. One, the price of, you know, regular soap or whatever is pretty soon going to be equivalent to what you're making it for. And, you know, you may have to go up, even if you have to go up on your price because your materials are going up.
And I had to do that.
You won't have the supply chain issue that others are having.
And I will say this, because I see Karen says, unfortunately, it comes down to the cost for most people. $3.50 for one bar of soap, or a pack of 3 for $3. You know, I used to think that. And Jason will tell you, I used to think that.
It used to drive me nuts.
But for as many people that are out there that are like what Karen's talking about, there are 2 for every 1. I'm not exaggerating. For every 1 person that is just thinking with their checkbook, there are 2 out there that are more interested in what they're putting on their skin.
Well, at the end of the day, we used to think with our checkbook a lot. And then it came down to the fact that, yeah, we saved 50 cents or $1.50 because we bought the soap or whatever from Walmart, but then people were having an allergic reaction to it. Or
I'll give you a good example, dish soap.
This tool that we bought at Walmart broke in 2 days, and then I had to spend the gas to go back to go get it, where I could have picked it up at Lowe's or ordered it from Craftsman, and it would have cost me, instead of paying $2.50, it would have cost me $5. But it was
I would have had to make the second trip.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to make a second trip. So now that $2.50 is now $5.
$7.50, yeah.
Plus you got the gas, the wear and the tear on my car, and stuff like that. And we switched and started going, you know what? Yeah, I can go over here and get them pair of pliers for $2 or those pruners for $2, but I can't be guaranteed that China junk is gonna make it through pruning.
Well, that's like
the
other day, the girls went and bought themselves gloves, and Ladessa doesn't have nearly as much money as Carol does, because Carol had kind of a head start. She had a summer job this summer, and so she had extra money. So Ladessa went to get her leather gloves, and Jason didn't make her, but pretty much said, you need to buy your gloves at Lowe's. So she bought her gloves there, and she spent like $20 on a pair of good goat skin gloves. Well, then when they went to Harbor Freight, she saw a pair for like $3 or $4, and she was a little butthurt about how she had to pay $20 for a pair of gloves when she could have paid $3 or $4 at Harbor Freight. And I said to her, I said, well, I feel like the $20 gloves are going to last you a lot longer than the $3 gloves, which they have. But then I said, but here's the kicker. I said, if those gloves had only cost $3, do you think you would be paying close attention to where you put them and keeping them where they need to be, where you can find them and not lose them, if they were only $3? Because now that they're $20 and it hurt a little bit to buy them, you kind of keep up with them a little bit more, don't you? And she's like, yes, ma'am. I'm like, exactly. Yep. So, I like what Losty said. Pay once, cry once.
Well, look, we had a couple people sneak in. Farmer Meemaw snuck in. Crystal, Copper Kettle Farms snuck in. So how y'all doing this evening? Got our channel members in here.
She said, Hidden Within Myself said, more expensive isn't always bad in the long run. Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
I'm afraid to sell my soap. I love my soap and everyone else loves it. I'm just afraid to sell it. What are you afraid of? I mean...
Well, you were like that in the beginning.
No, I wasn't. I had no intention of selling my soap. And then I got a random call from Terry from City Girl Country Heart. I had no idea that Carol had given away some of our soap to Terry's daughter for a Christmas present. And the next thing I know, Terry's calling me up asking me if I have more soap. And I was like, what do you mean more soap? Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, Carol gave some to, her daughter. And that's really where it kind of started. I was like, so you'd be willing to buy my soap? And she's like, yeah. And so then it kind of evolved from there. And then one of the first HOAs that I went to...
This was smart, what you did that.
So
that was well played.
Homesteaders of America is a 2-day event. And so what I did was I always have waste, because the ends of the soap that I have, my molds, those end pieces are not pretty perfect pieces. They're kind of like the heel on a bread. And so I cut those off, and then I cut those into like little chunks of pieces, and I gave those away the first day on Friday. I gave them away as samples. And I had several people who's like, they were kind of on the fence about whether or not they wanted to buy some. And Saturday morning was crazy because like we weren't even set up yet, and I had people like coming over to the table like, I need to go ahead and buy this soap, man. We tried it last night, blah blah blah, you know. And so yeah, so
Brilliant move.
yeah, so that was a really good idea. So I encourage any of y'all that ever do any, you know, shows or anything like that. That's definitely a good way to, because what we used to do is we used to use the heels for us, you know. And I even do that now when I have people that I'm talking to about my soap. You know, they'll kind of be hesitant to spend the money right away on the soap. And so I'll say, well, you know what? I have a heel of my soap, you know, the kind of like the end piece that's not a full, because my bars are usually about, I think they're like 5 or 6 ounces. They're pretty big size bars. And so I had the heels, and I'll give those away as samples for people that are kind of just trying to, you know, I rematch the scraps and make soaps. Yeah, see, because of my soaps are therapeutic, I guess the best way to say that. And so I like people to try them to see whether or not they work for them. So we bought some at HOA like that. Yeah. So it definitely helps to have samples to give. And I just liked the idea of it not having to come out of my actual profit or my actual bars, you know,
So we want to encourage you, like, Windswept, you got invited. Go sell at that farmer's market.
Definitely.
Go sell. You already said you have friends that like your soap.
What's the worst that can happen? You don't sell any, and you go home and use it yourself. I mean, that's what I've always told myself. It's like when we make a new batch of something, you know, I think you could have sold bagged air at last year's HOA. Them cats was buying everything that wasn't nailed down. Wakatomica, what's up? Good to see y'all.
You know. So, I really do. I really encourage you, if you've been on the fence about stepping out and selling your soaps or your jams or your jellies or your breads,
whatever, yeah,
you know, or you want to venture out and start processing other people's deer for them or their pigs or whatever, look it up and what your laws are in your state and go for it.
Yep.
The temperature is right now. To be able to start something like that. We're looking into starting our own butcher shop. We're slowly getting the equipment that we need, and we possibly have a building that we might be able to get a hold of within the next year or so. Maybe a little bit longer, we don't know. But we're starting the process. Like for me, I don't need any special licenses or anything to do deer here in Georgia. So that's what I'm going to start with. And the money that I make off of that, we're just going to put it off to the side. So that way, if that building doesn't come through, we'll be able to go get another one. So then that way I can jump through the hoops to be able to do pigs. And then from pigs to cows. And goats and sheep and everything. And yeah, by the time my goal is by the time I'm 50, the Big Bear Butcher Shop will be open. Full time doing it. You know, it's like I had a dream last night that when they have those barbecue, those pit barbecue, those smoking pig barbecue contests that they have, that's like big time famous and everything. They're like their big pit masters kind of thing. I had a dream that those guys were coming to me. That's it.
See? You keep talking that crap.
that was one of the things that I was saying today was that like our radio outside was
Flickering a lot.
And I just blamed it on Russia.
Yep. All night.
Yep.
Yeah, you need to exit out and refresh because it skipped a little.
Yeah.
I was just checking to make sure that it was. Anyway. But yeah, Mimsy, Anna's been working on selling plant starts. So I sold a crap ton of veggie plant starts this morning. I did do a big discount, but I was determined not to bring them back home.
Mm-hmm.
It worked. I unloaded 600 plants at least. That's
there
awesome.
You go. And see, that's one of the things, like when you go to those farmers market, and it is when it's getting close to time to go home.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of.
You can throw some
people
deals.
don't want to. Yeah.
The grinder and slicer, I guess it skipped at that part D. We have not got it yet. We're literally waiting on the refund check from the insurance company to be able, because we're gonna get the slicer and the sausage stuffer, and Robin wants a jerky gun, and then we're gonna get a meat hook to help pull the membrane stuff, little odd and
stuff. Yeah.
odd and end things that we want to get to make life just a little bit easier.
Yeah.
That we learned over doing the 5 pigs that we did this year.
Mm-hmm.
That doing our research and reading books and watching the Bearded Butchers, just different little tools, tricks, to be able to do with that. But as soon as that check comes in, boy, we're gonna hook it up.
Yeah.
And because we got a decent grinder.
Yeah, our grinder's pretty good, and then we also have the one on the table.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And but the
yeah, I want the jerky gun that the Bearded Butchers talk about because it's pretty
meat.
cool. Buy 10,000 meat lugs. We never have enough around here. Yeah, we found when we were doing our pigs, we actually had an old laundry basket that we bought at Walmart. It was just one of those fancy, like, almost looks like an old cast iron tub thing, but it's like plastic.
Yeah.
And we ended up using that to tote out the bones and stuff. I heard that there were fires in Tennessee that took out some internet connections. Not sure how big it was or how many. There is a problem with internet. That sucks.
Yeah, the totes, the lugs, they are worth their weight, and they're only like $20 a piece.
I think we found the ones because we have a restaurant store, supply store around us, and I think they were cheaper than that. I think they were like $10 or $12 or something. They're pretty reasonable.
Because they are definitely worth their weight in gold. Yeah. What would be a good grinder to get that isn't an arm and a leg? It really depends on how much do you think that you're going to be doing.
That is a big thing. Because I have a friend who, like, they grind all their, even though they don't have their own cow or anything like that, like, they will literally go to the store buy chuck roast or sirloin or whatever, and then they will grind it up in their home with a grinder. But that's what I was going to say. The LEM products.
Yeah, because that's the grinder that we got right now.
I'm pretty sure that Big Bite is the one we have.
Yeah.
And
it's loud. It's loud.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I've got music on while I'm grinding, so I don't really care what it sounds like.
Yeah. Good night, Anna.
But, I mean, now that grinder is pretty heavy duty.
Mm-hmm.
The Bass Pro Cabela grinders are pretty good. You know, but it really depends on City Girl how much you think you're going to be grinding. You know, we had one that went on the KitchenAid that worked well. Worked, you know,
It still would work well. We just the KitchenAid putzed out on us finally.
you know, but we couldn't do a lot at one time
No.
with that one.
But the one that we have now,
Yeah.
we processed a whole hog, or all the pieces for a whole hog that
Yeah.
we needed.
Yeah, so you may want to save up if you're going to do that, City Girl. You may want to save up, and you don't got to get the big bite, but look at the LEM grinders and get the.
They
minimal.
carry the LEMs at Academy, so if you can get over to Academy, they have a couple of different bus boxes. I haven't looked over there. Because that's over there by where the toilet paper and paper towels is on the back wall back there where they have... Because they do have some restaurant supply stuff over there.
Yeah?
They have like the chafing dishes and all that stuff. So yeah, I had never seen the meat lugs over there. But I'll have to look.
Yeah.
I haven't.
And Lord knows, City Girl, if you're going to do a whole pig this year, spend the $20, $30 on a good knife.
Yes.
Because that will save your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We bought ours for under $20.
Yeah. In Greenville.
We have a flexible, flexible, it's a boning knife, right? Isn't it technically?
Yeah, it's a 6-inch boning knife.
Yeah. We really like that knife.
Yeah.
So much so that
We went and bought
he sent me
4
back
more.
to go look, and I was not in the Greenville area. So I was like, well, I'm sure all restaurant supply stores have something similar. And I went down to Columbia, and I went in there, and they wanted basically the same knife, but they wanted like 3 times the price for it. And I was like, you can keep your knife. I'll go back to Greenville. So
Yeah, the big white cutting boards, we need to get some more of those.
yeah.
The only, I wish that it would be feasible to use end grain cutting boards. But you just, over time, you just can't really keep them as clean as you can those big white ones.
Mm-hmm.
With those big white ones, you can use bleach on them.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be using bleach on a wooden cutting board.
No.
But, and then a good, man, who is this? Oh, that's just my phone telling me how awesome I am.
You're an awesome mofo.
Yeah. I don't know if I would, and then this is not a jab at Darren's knives. I think, Darren makes really good knives. I don't know if I would use that knife to process an animal with, because he makes really nice knives.
Unless it's like how you got your beaver knife, that it was made for that. So if it was made for that, then
But yeah.
So let's see. Did you see the table I had made that used an old bowling alley wood?
No.
That's nice though.
Yeah, eventually I'm gonna invest in some stainless steel tables, and then I'm gonna invest in those tables that have that same white cutting board stuff on top that you can just literally cut it right there on the table.
Yep, very cool.
They're not super high up on the priority list,
Right.
but they're in the middle.
They're in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Make some just for processing the pig. Yeah. So, I mean, in that case, then that would be, but...
I know, like with the beaver knife that I've got, I could not process a whole pig with that one because of how heavy it is. So, that might be...
That's the nice thing. Like, this knife that we have, it actually has, it's got like a comfort grip, like a rubberized comfort grip on it, and the blade on it, it's German steel, so it's pretty, it'll hold a pretty good edge.
Yeah. Because I've seen some of of Darren's knives, and they are good to go. And we're talking about Down Under Forge. What's the name of the channel? Down Under Forge and Farm. Farm and Forge. And so, check him out. Buy some of his knives. They're really good knives. But when you have people like Darren and Josh and Ricky Wallace, the steel and stuff that they're using, it's going to be a heavier knife. And when you start doing 3, 4, 5, 6 pigs at a time, the difference between their steel and that German steel adds up over time.
So the Victorinox is what we were looking for. The ones that we got from our restaurant supply store are comparable to Victorinox.
Yeah.
So because that's what we were originally going to get.
But they were out.
But
you couldn't find them in stock anywhere.
So we ended up going to well, it wasn't even about whether they were out, it was the timing. Because being able to ship them in, it wasn't like your normal 2-day shipping. It was going to be like a week. And we were going to be processing that weekend. And so I just went to the local supply store and asked him, like, are you familiar with Victorinox? He's like, yeah, I have these. And one of them, like the thinner knife was like $13.99, and then like the wider blade.
Yeah, you got me the 6-inch and an 8-inch.
Yeah, the wider blade was like $18.99 or something. So they were both under $20 a piece.
Yeah, law students asked, would a 4 to 6 inch fillet knife work for processing? I have used the fillet
think the
knife.
6, yeah.
But the difference between the boning knife, like what the knives that Robin were talking about, and the fillet knife, the fillet knife is a lot more flexible.
A lot more flexible.
So when you have to get into those ball and socket joints, the flexibility in a fillet knife could come back and bite you in the butt.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, especially like when the right there at the H bone and stuff on a pig with the back of the ham, that getting into that socket, that ball and ball socket one can be a downright booger. And if you have a knife that it flexes real easy, that can come back and bite you. It really can. But if you're
making work with what you got.
Yeah, you can always make it work with what you got. I would just be very mindful when it comes to that.
Seeker 47. Sorry I'm late. It's been a while. I hope you and your family are doing well and feeling better. We're starting to get our energy back. Still a couple coughing fits here and there.
Yeah, it's like if I get overheated, excuse me, if I get overheated, or if I've been working too long and I'm working up a sweat or whatever,
Yep.
I'll catch a coughing fit. Not as... It has definitely started to wean off during the week. Like Monday, I think that
Monday, you think that
if I wouldn't have been able to have been talking like I am tonight Monday, because I'd have been coughing more.
right.
I like D says you can't beat a Victorinox knives, that they have a few of them. I have a couple of Dale Strong. They are the ultimate. I've never heard of the Dale Strong.
Dale Strong. I'll have to look at those.
Look, and it doesn't matter if you're processing a deer, a cow, pig, goat, sheep, anything. You ask anybody that's been processing their own meat or any type of butcher, it all comes down to the knife. Because the weight of the knife, to how sharp the knife is, especially as you get older, these meat hooks right here, they get tired, and hey, we're going to the Self-Reliance Festival in Tennessee in June. Lone Star, send me a link to that festival, because we heard nothing. We have no idea what that is. And if you guys want to stop off here, please. Let's hook something up.
We're in Tennessee.
Yeah. So, you want to talk about it and how we're going to open it up next year for more people? What we're doing this year? On St. Patty's Day?
No, I'm not planning on sending it, making it bigger next year.
Well, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger.
No.
Yes.
And if you don't stop talking about all of my content, I'm going to punch you square in the mouth. Just saying. Stop.
That escalated quickly.
Well, I'm getting frustrated. You won't look. All of you guys that are in here, tell Jason he needs to get out in front of the camera again. Because I'm getting tired of being the only one that's getting in front of the camera.
You better
I'm just
look at
saying.
me.
I don't care. It's not
You
what it's
noticed
about.
how she didn't deny that.
West Tennessee, Camden.
Oh, wow. That's way on the other end.
He'll shoot us the info.
Just curious where it is.
Let's be honest. Y'all like looking at Robin better than me, right?
Good poultry scissors is a must for. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
That is definitely another thing. We miss Jason's pretty face. Exactly. Just saying.
That's Jonathan. You can't trust him.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
June 11th.
What boots are those, Jason? Tactical something or other. What are they called again?
They were at Christmas.
511.
They were at Christmas.
511 Tactical, I think is what they're called. Ooh, 6.5 hours. Like seeing both of you. See? We need to see some Jason.
You see me? I make caveats.
Caveats? You mean cameos?
Cameos, caveats.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
Stop picking on me.
Nope.
You're gonna get shanked.
Yeah, 511 Tactical is what they're called.
Did it start a whole new live stream?
Yes.
So there's 2 live streams.
No, it's the same one. That's why I was saying earlier they need to back out and come back in.
Because I noticed our time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about. Yeah. You can trust me, I never lie.
Tactical 511 is in his town, he said.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's what he got them from for a gift for Christmas, and that's the brand.
I absolutely love them. They are super comfortable.
They take a beating.
They've been taking a beat. At first,
Flashes in videos don't count, Jason.
I've never flashed in a video.
I think she just means like you just kind of show up a little bit here and there. It doesn't count.
That's not the best word to use.
Well, you know. So, Mommy getting tired, Daddy.
Yes, I know. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. It's after 9 o'clock. We had a very, very productive week and a productive
Long
day. Very productive day.
Very long day.
And we're going to jump back on it tomorrow, so that way that is
Done.
that chore is off
Yeah.
the plate.
Yeah.
So, which I'm excited about having that off the plate.
I'm telling you, I almost didn't think we were going to get it done this year. Jason needs to be in front of the camera. See? Just saying.
Again, consider the sources.
I am, and it hurts my feelings that they're not
They're all
yes,
team.
Robin is beautiful.
No. They're all team Robin. So you could say I need
They're
to.
not all Team Robin.
Okay. Lost Dude taught you about the pinch on the elbow.
I haven't done that in so long.
And you're not gonna.
Oh my god, I can't wait to get back into doing that.
Who else said me?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Mama Z,
Team Robin.
C. Dean.
Big time Team Robin.
April said she likes seeing both of us.
Switzerland.
I love both of you, so there. Look, he's like, do it, Robin. I remember we were going through some team both. I remember we were going through some old videos and some old live streams, and I came across one that you were like, son of a... I can't do it now. He's... You're going to rip my pants.
Yeah, I'm going to rip them.
Just make sure y'all don't get sick for the next time Darren is here. We'll try. So, you're a complete set. One is no good without the other. Wow.
That is probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah. Team Robin. Good night, Robin. I love Henry. He's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, that's the way it is. Team Robin. Well, guys, thanks for coming and hanging out. Remember, guys, if you're on that fence, go for it. The temperature is right now.
Karen.
Chase that dream. Go for it. Do it responsibly. Don't go quitting your full-time job to go start a business. Do it responsibly.
Right.
But go for it, because I honestly believe the temperature is right.
It definitely is. I do agree with that.
So.
I love Karen. Karen is Switzerland.
So, from Robin and I, we want to remind you guys to plant smiles,
grow giggles,
and harvest the love, baby. Yeah.
That never gets old.
And we will see you guys next time.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. God bless.
All right, y'all know what time it is. This is your very special agent from the FBI that's telling y'all to just show that Big Bear love and share their videos this week on all your social media accounts. Let's help grow that channel. Y'all be safe out there. Put some seeds in the ground, get growing, and continue down your road to self